Welcome to LaughLines and LifeLines podcast. Okay, everyone. Welcome back.
Yeah.
We had a great week so far. It's hot.
Very.
My air conditioner at home still isn't working. But we're getting there. We have
Getting
hope
there.
in the future. In a few days, they're going to fix
hope
it.
in the future.
Yes. So we're, one thing I learned about myself, especially this last 2 weeks of not having AC, is it makes me really cranky.
Yeah, and that's so valid.
Real
Because
cranky.
I'm constantly sweaty, so I can't imagine.
Right. Real cranky. So bless my husband, sound guy. He gets cranky too. So for the record, it's not just me. It's all of us. But God is good. It could be so much worse.
True.
Let's just state the obvious. It's been in the mid 80s, and yes, praise God. And so this week we are going to talk about kind of a hot topic about body image, about raising girls today and like teaching them what modesty is, and being that example to them, kind of like last week. Maybe not as in depth as that, but really just talking about body image, how I grew up, how feeling about myself. So what kind of sparked this conversation was we were talking.
So I got here today and the door was locked, so I had to FaceTime Sarah standing outside the door.
Yeah.
And she walked up and I was like, oh my gosh, she looks really cute. So she opens the door. I'm like, hey girl, you look cute.
What's
She's
up?
like, really? It's like, yeah, always.
Hold on.
And apparently sound guy doesn't like her shirt. And I said, well, screw sound guy because I like it and it's cute. And I said, like, that's flowy because I don't like when shirts, like, cling to me.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, my gosh, me too. And then body image. And also because I was at the gym this morning. And fun fact, going to the gym as someone, as a girl who follows God is also, like, not hard, but, like, you have to, like, most girls are showing up in, like, underwear.
Spandex. Like underwear, like sports bra.
Yeah. So, and then
or
there's me, I'm finding the longest pair of biker shorts I own and the baggiest t-shirt I can find.
Yeah.
So, that's where the body image came from. So.
So, body image has always been a tricky subject for me. I mean, now I'm good with it because I've done a lot of work, a lot of therapy.
Amen, sister. Amen.
There were some things in my past that really affected my body image for a very, very long time. This is subject for another episode, but when I was a child, I was molested. And growing up after that trauma, it really distorted my view of myself and my body. And it really distorted the view of my body and what I value about myself. And so for a very long time, for 20 years, maybe not quite, I hated myself. I hated my body. I hated how I looked. I couldn't look in the mirror. I was very blessed to be loved by a man when I was starting at 14 years old, and I clung to that. He was very good to me back then, and we clung to each other. But with that being said, there was also triggers that I wasn't aware of at the time. Like, for example, when I was probably like 19, I think, and this was before I would even admit that anything happened in my childhood, because I hadn't told anybody yet about what had happened. And so I was at the gym, and it was a local gym here, and so there was a lot of people, and it just so happened to be the place where the local semi-pro basketball team practiced. And in order to get to the like treadmills and the cardio equipment, and in order to get to the cardio equipment, you had to go like around the basketball court, and they were practicing there. And when I was walking over there, they started catcalling me.
Oh, bye.
And
Goodbye.
like yelling all sorts of stuff to me.
Off the team.
Yes.
Literally
yes. And I, unbeknownst to myself, that was a trigger for me. And it started a path of, I remember thinking to myself, oh, if I gain weight, then they won't look at me like that. And that started a spiral.
Yeah.
And again, at the time, I didn't realize it. It didn't click. So I went on to gain, gosh, probably 100 pounds.
Jeez.
Over the next several years. And in that time, you know, I thought, well, I didn't need anybody else to look at me because at the time I was married. So I'm like, oh, I got somebody to love me and look at me, and, you know, so who cares what I look like? Unbeknownst to me, like, my self-worth and my body image of myself was at the lowest it's ever been. And so it wasn't until my marriage was falling apart when I realized what I had done to myself.
Yeah.
And how much I truly just hated myself. I really did. I didn't have a relationship with God at the time. So it all makes sense. It all makes sense to me now. And I chose to not only follow Christ, but to take control of my health again. And it's been, you know, up and down since then. Yeah. I'm on the downward end right now. Taking control of my health again, and but I don't hate myself anymore. I view myself in the eyes of the Lord, and I also have daughters to think of. And so what I wish for my girls is, like, I want better for them. I want better for their mental health, for their mindset, for their health, their physical health. I, again, need to be that example for them because they're not looking to anywhere else right now.
Right.
And I thank God for that.
Yeah.
But that puts a lot of pressure on me, and that really wasn't put into perspective until Hadley was born. Because that's about when I started even thinking about, okay, what am I doing to myself?
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't until she was like 2.5 where I actually took action. But I didn't know any better.
Right.
And I look at my brother Matt. It's literally his career to work out and condition your body. And he is an incredible man of God and an example of, you know, your body is a temple and you need to honor it and be healthy and put good things, get good things out.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And I always joke because, like, you know, it's like I said, it's literally his career to condition the body and to teach others how to do so. And I joke, like, I wish I had like half of that motivation.
Same. Because
he's always been like that.
Yeah.
And I hate working out with a passion. So it's just, instead of putting pressure on myself to always be working out, and, you know, being so focused on my diet, I'm more so focused on the way I approach it and the way that I speak to myself, because that's what my daughters see.
Right.
I used to look in the mirror or avoid the mirror at all costs. And when I did, I remember, like, even to this day, it gives me anxiety just thinking about that. Thinking about how much I hated myself. And I don't use that word lightly.
Yeah.
You know, hate is a powerful word, and I hated myself for a very long time. And that's no way to live. And I demand better for myself and for my daughters. Yeah. Because I'm the example for them. I'm the example for everybody I encounter. And I pray that my daughters have positive body image, and look at themselves in the eyes of the Lord. And that's what I wish and strive for. Jesus. Yes. So yeah, I want better for them. I want better for myself.
Yeah.
Always moving forward.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I didn't start thinking about it. I mean, if you've seen me in real life, like I'm not the skinniest girl
right,
ever.
same. But I never will be. And that's okay.
Yeah. But in the like more recent years, for me it's just been like being like genuinely healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And like not, I'd rather be strong than be skinny. Like
exactly.
And I'm a cheerleader.
Yep.
I'm a collegiate cheerleader, and I am a main base, and so throwing people in the air, having people on my shoulders, like I like being strong and like being like, we need someone who can hold 3 people on their shoulders. And I'm like,
let's do it.
And yeah, so it's always, I don't know, for me it's more, I mean, there was definitely a time where it was about being skinny, and it was about
for sure
whatever. And my senior year of high school, I had a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
The only boyfriend I've ever had.
Right.
And he was like this, like gym rat.
Yeah.
Like bad.
Yeah.
Was always there, and then like tried to get me into it, and I was like, oh yeah, I really like this. And he just like ruined it for me for so long, because he ended up being not a good guy, and nothing good happened. But I like avoided then like working out and going to the gym and like buying any sort of workout clothes for like 2 years after that, because I was just like, I can't.
It's amazing how much influence another person can have on you.
Scary. Scary. But since becoming a cheerleader and whatever, I started working out more just at like our school gym, because we have like a rec center.
That's nice.
And then this summer a couple weeks ago, I got a gym membership for a local gym. And then I was thinking, and for cheer we have a leadership team, so like we have like a game day chair, social media chair, conditioning and fitness, like stuff like that, just to have 1 or 2 upperclassmen that are kind of like the heads of that. And the applications came out, and I was like, you know what, because I love feeling strong, and I do like lifting, like I like going to the gym, but it's just like sometimes there's gross people at the gym. And like just weirdos. And so I was like, you know what,
it's intimidating.
So intimidating. And like this last school year we had like a workout requirement, but there was like no way to like hold people accountable, and there was no like whatever. So did I do them? No. Did I do some of them? Yeah. But did I do all of them? No.
Yeah.
So then the leadership applications came out, and I was like, you know what, I need something to hold me accountable, and like I wanted to better myself first and foremost, but then, you know, that then betters the team. And so not only does that better me, obviously getting stronger, and it's just overall health. Like, you need to move your body.
Exactly.
I don't even own a scale. I don't ever weigh myself. It doesn't matter to me. So then applications came out, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna apply for conditioning. So I applied to be the chair for conditioning, and they ended up doing one of my teammates who has been it the last couple of years, and then I'm like the junior conditioning chair. Okay. So we kind of work together. But that was just like something for me. Like, I just wanted to hold myself accountable and work on it, like, for me.
For sure.
But not for any, like, I don't, again, scales, never heard of her. No. And it's just more, it's in the last couple of years, it's just been that. It's been about my health and about just feeling good. You know, putting good stuff into your body, you know, but like moderation too. Like, I love me a good piece of cake and some ice cream, and hand me the carton. I'll eat it straight out of the carton.
Same.
But it's just like, you want to feel good, and you have to do what it takes for yourself to feel good, because like, we deserve that.
I was just gonna say that, like, we need to value our bodies and ourselves as much as we possibly can, because that's what the Lord wants for us,
right? And going back to, you had said earlier, like a temple, that was one thing I had started thinking about, like a couple months ago, like during the school year. And just the fact that, like, this is something that the Lord has made, and we now have that job and that responsibility to honor it and to, you know, better it and keep it safe and healthy. And anything else that the Lord made, or, you know, we're not going to be like, oh, that's stupid. Yeah. That's ugly.
That's for sure.
So why do we get to say that about ourselves, you know? Yeah.
And that self-talk is what it really comes down to. And as a mom, it's so easy, and I know moms out there will relate to this, but like, I focus so much more on my daughter's health than I do my own. Yeah. I joke that if I put half of the effort into what I put in my body as I do what I put in theirs, like I would be probably another 50 pounds down right now. But because I want them to have a good foundation of, and I don't expect them to be like these granola girls. Like they have a healthy balance of healthy foods and the good stuff. Right. And so I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not that mom where I'm like an almond mom.
Here,
yeah, no. And there's nothing wrong with that. No. That's kudos to people that do that. That's just not me.
Not a lifestyle I can live.
No, not a lifestyle I can afford.
That's eating healthy is expensive.
It is so expensive, and that's what's so messed up about the United
States.
States.
So like these literally come from the ground.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm passionate about my garden.
And you're gonna charge me all this money?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a garden.
So is my mom.
Yes, I'm so jealous of her garden. That's another story. That's why I want my own house again, so I can have a garden like hers. Yes, and not one like I'm very grateful for what we have. Like we have the containers.
Yeah.
You know, and so I make it work. Mm-hmm. But I really
she's a fighter.
I'm a fighter. I'm a believer. I'm a fighter.
She has hope for the future.
Yes, I have hope for the future, guys. So what else on body image?
I mean, we could go into modesty a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So saying all this about body image really leads into what modesty means to us. And I've never been, maybe because of my body image issues, I've never been one to show a lot of my body.
Yeah.
Except when I was probably in high school. Like and by no means was I like a hoochie. But you know, I wore like the spaghetti strap dresses and didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
And you know, I even remember then, you know, being a little self-conscious about it. Mm-hmm. But I also had the body. Like, it's so funny because
you think you're fat, but you're actually...
Yes,
I was just thinking about this the other day.
In my brain.
I was the fat friend. Same.
Yes, in my brain.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason being is because, okay, in high school, I was like 140 pounds. Okay?
Yeah.
Healthy.
Yeah.
I see that now. But all my friends were like 100 pounds.
Or like skeletons. Yeah.
Yes. So in my brain,
you were fat.
I was skewed into thinking, oh, I'm the fat friend.
Yeah.
I look back at pictures now and I remember how I was back then. And I was so healthy. And I think everybody can say that about high school.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, I wish I could go back to my high school body. That's never going to happen.
No.
But with that being said, I've never been that flashy of a dresser.
Right.
But even more so now, raising a child and raising a tween right now, who it is astounding. I'll take Kathy shopping or I'll look for clothes for her and I can't look in the tween section. Yeah. Because it's such a hoochie.
Yeah.
It's how a hoochie dresses.
Yeah.
And
sound guy likes
some
that
of
word.
her, some of her
hoochie.
Sound guy likes that word, yeah. Some of her friends dress like that, you know, like the super short biker shorts, skin tight, tank top, crop tank top,
right?
Skin tight. Like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let you wear that.
No, see, I grew up in an era where if I had leggings on, my shirt had to cover my butt.
Same here.
And I hated it growing up. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Mom. Like, thank you for not letting me walk my butt out. And like the shorts that were like Bermuda and they go like down here. Like I was repping those because you don't need your whole butt out when you're actually 10.
No, exactly. Hallie's 11 years old and these girls are dressing like, I don't care if you're 25.
Yeah, no one needs to.
You're not going to be wearing that on my watch.
Yeah, no.
Like, and I'm not going to apologize for that.
No, because there's no reason to have.
You know, Hadley, I look at what she wears every time she leaves the house. And if something's too much or too tight, she's changing. And I'm not going to apologize for that.
No,
I'm going to protect my child.
Yeah, there's weirdos. Again,
exactly.
I say there's weirdos.
Exactly.
Especially when it comes to young girls.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, any girl, really. But
I'm not going to apologize for that, ever.
You don't need your butt out.
No, exactly. And I feel like her dad has the same mentality.
Yeah.
But like I also don't know what she's wearing. And like I gotta give it to Hadley. She's not like one of those girls. Like she's not like trying to wear stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it's hard when there's nothing else to buy.
Exactly. And she doesn't want to be wearing grandma clothes.
Right.
So it's such a, it's hard to find clothes for her. So shout out to the companies that, like Old Navy is a great place.
I
love Old Navy. Great place to find clothes for her because they have cool stuff and it's not all cropped. Yeah, they have some stuff like that. But even their crop stuff isn't cropped
like a bra.
Exactly. So again, I'm not going to apologize for protecting my child, and I'm not going to let people look at her like that.
No.
And
well, it all just comes back to the whole temple idea again. Like, that's not, a temple is this big magical thing, and in other cultures, other like religions, whatever you have, like they have to earn their right to go through or to see or whatever. And we should have that same mentality about our bodies too. Like there's no, like not everyone should just get free access to that.
Exactly. Nobody should see that.
Right. And so there's some things that are just for you. So you don't need to wear things.
Exactly.
Again. Yeah.
Exactly. So a conversation that my husband and I have a lot is especially when Hadley puts on a swimsuit. Like
those were always a struggle for
is
me
beautiful.
Too. Yeah.
She's tall, she's lean, she's a beautiful girl, and she's developing fast. And we so often have a conversation of like, oh my gosh, we're going to be in trouble when she starts to really grow up. And so often he's like, sees her and something like that, and he's like, oh, your dad and I are going to go to jail. And it's true. Like, she's a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
And
I'm
not
so
saying that just because she's my daughter, but
she is. I can attest. She's so kind and she's so sweet.
So kind and so sweet.
It's about so much more than looks.
Yes.
And she is truly.
Yes. She's just
so kind.
a gem.
Yeah.
And
thanks to her mama.
No, stop it. And she's always been like that. She's always been that very soft-spoken, just kind girl. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud to be her mother. And that doesn't come without challenges. I mean, every parent can say that. I mean, but when it comes to Hadley, it's easy to be her mom.
Yeah.
To be her parent. Now, Everly, on the other hand, she's gorgeous she's a spitfire. So
you're gorgeous. She just
yeah. She's behind the camera if you guys haven't heard her already. Bless her little heart trying to get through this for Jesus.
For Jesus. Hashtag for Jesus.
For Jesus.
That's going to be my new catchphrase.
For Jesus.
Hashtag for Jesus.
Hashtag for Jesus. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Love your body.
Love your body. Love God. Love Jesus. Yeah. And you.
And you. And love
and Everly. Yep.
And
Hadley. Too. Love Hadley too. Oh,
and
love Daisy and Captain.
The good boy.
He's a good boy. So stay tuned for next week. And this episode will go live on Thursday. And we'll catch you next time.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.